that an OCG Thursday with frickin' Evilswarm? Yes it is. I'm so excited every time I can see this deck getting the chance to get some love. I'm always super excited. Let's dig on into Evilswarm OCG Thursday edition. Anytime I get the chance to see frickin' Evilswarm out here do something is always a win for me. So welcome to this week's OCG Thursday, where we get the chance to see what Evilswarm is up to. So, what are we doing? So we are playing triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of my boy Caster. Setting the condition is what his job is. We have triple copies of Kurikion, one copy of Mandragora, because honestly Mandragora's purpose has kind of subsided over the years. I mean, if it said you could special summon this card if you control no monsters, it'd be good, but it's if your opponent controls more monsters than you do. It's a very hard-hitting stipulation, and I really hate that it's worded this strongly, but I get it. We have triple copies of Rescue Rabbit, and we have triple copies of Heliotrope. We still are relying on the vanilla engine until we get another wave of support that would effectively aim to change this. This is kind of what we're stuck on at the moment. We also have one Infestation Pandemic and two copies of Potted Desires here. Traps, we have triple copies of Full Street Evacuation Device, one copy of the Heavy Storm Duster, one copy of Imperial Order, one copy of Infestation Infection, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, two copies of Macrocosmo. Remember, you're still going to be that trap-based strategy that really hasn't changed throughout the years, alright? Like, sitting on your giant floodgate monster is going to be the reason why you get the chance to do anything, but now you're more so than ever having those conditions to basically sway the game is going to be the impactful point. We have triple copies of Solemn Judgment, triple copies of Solemn Steerike, then we have triple copies of There Can Only Be One, and one copy of Vandy's Emptiness. Down here in the extra deck, we have one Tornado Dragon, one Utopia of the Lightning, one Utopia Prime, one Baguski, one copy Utopia of the Lightning, one copy of the Light Adagnister, with one copy of Thanatos, one Ouroboros, and then we have two copies of Ophion. Now, the reason why I wanted to focus on this deck this week is, remember, Ophion says, while it has Exceed material, level 5 or higher monsters cannot be special summoned. So against Sword Soul, the best played deck right now, I would say, in the OCG, you have a counterpoint to effectively not allow your opponent to synchro. And, well, if you can stop your opponent from playing the game, this feels like a very common theme across Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. If you can floodgate your opponent out of having the opportunity to play the game, then you can capitalize on that. That's what you get here with Ophion, alright? A going first way that can protect itself from spells and traps, or basically you can get your search engine rolling all at the cost of a detach one. Alright, we have one Exciton Knight, one Vespinato, and one Sky Thunder. Then we have one Bujin and one copy of the Quantum Dragon. Side deck here we have two D-Shifter, one copy of Pinkertops, one King of the Sky Prison, two copies of Nibiru. Then we have one Cyframe Multi-Threader, two Omega with one Omega, one Omega, with two Cosmic Cyclone, one Feather Duster, and two copies of Evenly Matched. Wrapping up, yes, ladies and gentlemen, actual functioning Evilswarm for this week. I'm in love with this deck. Next up here, we have Zephra. Alright, yes, this is Zephra playing a Sword Soul package here. Alright, it's a little bit less than normal, but it does have in-house synergy here, because we also get the Zephra package, which is Worm. So not only do you get the Zephra, alright, making sure that you can handle things, you also have the Worm side of things here also to help you out. So, this is Worm Zephra. Definitely a little bit more interesting of an idea, in my opinion. So I have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of Ecclesia the Virtuous in White, one copy of the Long Yawn, the Xinjiang Tactician, triple copies of Maxi, triple copies of Mo-Yi, two copies of Gamma, one copy of Zefra Thuban, one copy of Tai, and then we have triple copies of Zephrath, triple copies of Zefranu, triple copies of Zephraxi, with one driver, triple copies of Oracle Zephra, triple copies of the Xinjiang, the Dragon Sword appears, triple copies of Zefra Providence, one copy of Nine Pillars, one copy of the Xinjiang Sudden Shift, one copy of Zefra Divine Strike, and one Zephyr War. Down here in the extract, we have one Gravity Controller, one very unfun dragon to play against. Very fun dragon is so annoying. We have one copy Yazi, one Ruddy Rose, two copies of Ravenous, 1 copy of Draco Berserker, 1 Crimson Blader, 2 copies of Chu, the level 8, 1 copy of the Cheng Ying, 1 copy of the Chao Feng with 1 Baxia, 1 Baroness, and 1 Dragite. Side deck here we have 2 copies of Alpha, the Master of Beast, triple copies of Artifact Lancia, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, 2 copies of Nibiru, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, with 1 Arby's Feather Duster, and 2 copies of Lightning Storm. Wrapping up an interesting take on this deck, honestly. Like, I haven't really seen Zephra exploring the path of Yang Zing, or the, Sword Soul path here, but seeing the inclusion of that, it's kind of interesting. Next up here, on the Sword Soul department here, we are once again exploring the True King aspect of things. Now remember, the OCG still has one of the most toxic cards, Mr. Very Fun Dragon, which we just talked about a second ago. But honestly, when your deck aims to kind of drag in the strategy of all these other degenerate cards here, why not play it, all right? Why not find the way to make the absolute most toxic pile of cards that you can bring together and achieve the best victory results, all right? That's what you're definitely looking for here in the OCG. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Ecclesia, the Virtuous in White, triple copies of Long Yon, triple copies of Ariadne, triple copies of Maxi, triple copies of Moyi, with 2 copies of Cyframe Gamma, 1 copy of Taie, triple copies of the True King Agnizad, triple copies of the Fathomer, and 2 copies of Listogasm, with 1 copy of Driver, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout Designator, 1 Dragonic Diagram, 1 Terraforming, 2 copies of the Dragon Sword Appears, and 1 copy of Sudden Shift. Down here in the extract, we have 1 copy of True King of All Calamities, 1 Airblafnir, 1 Baguski with 1 Zeus, with 1 copy of Yazi, 1 Ruddy Rose, 1 Omega, 1 Draco Berserker, 1 Crimson Blader, 2 copies of the Chi Zhao, 1 copy of the Qing Yang with 1 Baxia, 1 Baroness, and 1 Dragite. Side deck here with 2 Lancia, 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird, 1 copy, yes, we're actually playing the old Earthbound Immortal here. Alright, if this card is destroyed by card effect, except by its own, destroy all cards on the field. Yes, we are playing this for the Dragonic Diagram interaction, alright? Who doesn't love just being able to blow this up in your hand and go, oh, that's sorry, there goes your field. We have 2 copies of Nibiru, 1 copy of Harvey's Feather Duster, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talents, 2 evenly matched, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here. Wrapping up, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the degeneracy that this dragon, the legacy that this dragon has left for us in the game has been a very unfun experience for all of us. The last list I have for you guys here is Luna Control. Alright, yes, we are playing Sage de Fleur here, so you can target 1 monster you control and 1 card on the field. Start some of this card from your hand. If you do, destroy the targeted cards. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 other monster in the graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and then you can add 1 level 1 plant monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. But the thing we care about here is the dual-sided destruction, and deploy the 2900 body for effectively free. So we have triple copies of Alpha the Master Beast, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Danger Bigfoot, triple copies of Danger Thunderbird, 2 copies of Dimension Shifter, 1 Pinkertops, triple copies of Ecclesia, triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Fairy Tale Luna, triple copies of Gizmek, triple copies of Maxi, 1 copy Nibiru, 2 copies of Cyframe Driver Gamma, triple Sage de Fleur, 1 the Iris Sword Soul, 1 copy of Cyframe Driver, and triple copies of Sekka's Light. Turning in the extract, we have 1 Lena, 1 Dragbulblong, 1 number 90, 1 copy Pain Gainer, 1 Seven Sins, 1 copy Hope Harbinger, 1 number 100, 1 Cypher Xyz Dragon, 1 Cypher Dragon, 1 Cypher Blade Dragon, with 1 Zeus, the 1 Dingrisu, the 1 Shenshin, the 1 Final Sigma, and the 1 copy of Chaos Ruler. Down here in the side deck, we have triple copies of Denko Rekka, 1 D Shifter, 1 Doggeron, triple copies of Godarla, 1 Ghost Bell, 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Nibiru. Then we have triple copies of the Smoke Mosquito. During damage calculation, if you would take damage from an opponent's monster attack quick effect, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, the damage you take from that battle is halved, and until the end of the battle phase after the damage step, target 1 face of monster you control. This card's level becomes the same as that monster's until the end of the turn. Level modification and the ability to half damage. That doesn't seem bad. With 1 spell canceller here, wrapping up this week's chunk of OCG decks. So guys, what do you think about these lists? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Smash the like, crap out, subscribe button, so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I will see your beautiful faces back here later on the day with some more cool awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.